She can't sell what she doesn't own, I muttered, tightening the padlock on my cabin gate. Just an hour ago, I came back from a supply run to find a sleek black SUV parked right outside my property line. A group of strangers in business suits were walking around my porch like they already owned the place. One of them, a woman with diamond earrings and that signature clipped haircut, waved a clipboard at me and said, "Sir, please step aside. We're showing this property today." My jaw clenched. Showing? My property? I built this cabin with my own hands, cleared the land, paid the taxes, and here was this woman acting like I was trespassing. She introduced herself like she was some kind of savior. "I'm from the HOA. This place is being sold under community oversight." I laughed once, dry and sharp. "HOA doesn't own this land," I told her. "I do. And last I checked, my name is still on the deed." But she wasn't backing down. In fact, she smirked and snapped her fingers. Suddenly, a man in a sharp gray suit, clearly a realtor, stepped forward and started talking prices to the group of strangers, like my home was already on the market. They didn't even look at me, as if I were invisible on my own land. That's when I made my move. I walked back to the gate, slid a heavy chain through the iron bars, and locked it tight. The click of that lock echoed in the cool mountain air. Then I pulled out my own sign from the truck bed, big bold letters painted by hand. "Private property. Trespassers will be recorded." I planted it right in the gravel where they couldn't miss it. Karen's smile finally cracked. "You can't do this," she hissed. "This is an official listing. People are coming." I stared her down, calm but steady. "Good. Let them come. But they won't be walking in here, not without finding out the truth first." And right then, the realtor's phone buzzed. His face went pale as he glanced at the screen. I saw the reflection of the text notification in his glasses, and it wasn't good news for them. Red and blue lights cut through the trees before I even had time to move. 2 patrol cars rolled up the gravel road, tires crunching slow and heavy, as if the whole mountain was holding its breath. Karen straightened instantly, her smugness returning like armor. She waved at the officers with dramatic flair. "Over here, officers! Arrest him for trespassing and obstruction." I almost laughed. Trespassing? On my own land? But I stayed calm. If the army taught me anything, it was patience under fire. The officers stepped out. 2 deputies, both younger guys, scanning between me and Karen like they'd walked into a mess they didn't understand. "Ma'am," one deputy started carefully, "you reported an illegal occupant?" "Yes," Karen barked, already pointing at me. "This man is interfering with a legal showing. He doesn't live here. He's blocking buyers from entering HOA property. This cabin belongs to the association." The deputies looked at me then, expecting panic. Instead, I reached slowly into my jacket and pulled out a leather folder. I laid it on the hood of my truck, flipping it open to the official deed, my name bold across the page. "This is my land, my cabin, my taxes paid in full." The deputies leaned in, scanning it. One of them nodded. The other frowned at Karen. "Ma'am, this looks valid. Do you have your documents of ownership?" Karen's jaw clenched. She pulled out a crumpled HOA notice and slapped it down, like it was a royal decree. The deputy lifted it, squinting. "This isn't a title deed. This is a community maintenance flyer. It doesn't prove ownership." Her face twisted with fury. "He forged that paper. He's lying. You need to remove him before this gets violent." I kept my voice steady, almost quiet. Funny accusation, considering I've got 4 cameras recording every second of this, including the part where you tried to sell my home without consent. The deputy stiffened. One turned toward his car, hand brushing his radio. Karen suddenly stepped forward, desperation in her eyes. No, don't call it in. This is an HOA matter. We handle it internally." But it was too late. The deputy spoke into his radio, voice clipped. "Possible case of fraud and attempted illegal sale, requesting supervisor to site." Karen's face went pale. For the first time, she didn't look so sure of herself.
The mountain air felt heavier as the deputies shifted uneasily, waiting for backup. Karen paced like a cornered animal, muttering under her breath, her eyes darting between me and the gate. The realtor, clearly shaken, whispered to one of the buyers, "I think we should leave," before slipping toward his SUV. The rest of the tour group followed, eager to vanish before things escalated. 5 minutes later, a black Tahoe rolled up behind the patrol cars. Out stepped a tall man in uniform. Broad shoulders, calm presence, the kind of authority that silences a crowd without a word. His badge gleamed in the fading light. Sheriff. Karen lit up like she'd just been handed victory. She rushed to him, clutching her clipboard. "Finally, Sheriff, thank God you're here. This man broke into this property and is blocking an official HOA showing. He's violent, unstable. You need to remove him immediately." The sheriff didn't even look at me at first. He studied her, face unreadable. "You're saying he doesn't live here?" "Exactly," Karen snapped, pointing like she'd caught me red-handed. "He's an imposter. The HOA owns this place." The sheriff finally turned to me. Our eyes locked, and I saw recognition flicker in his. Slowly he took a step closer. "Name?" I gave it. His jaw tightened, then he let out a small breath. "Well, I'll be damned." He faced Karen again. "You said he's an imposter?" "Yes," she barked, smiling viciously. "Arrest him!" The sheriff took a long pause, then his voice cut through the silence like steel. "Ma'am, you just accused a decorated veteran of trespassing on his own property. I served with this man overseas. I know exactly who he is, and you're about 5 seconds away from being cuffed for fraud." Karen's smile shattered. The deputies exchanged glances, one of them already reaching for the cuffs. But Karen didn't freeze, she lunged. Grabbing the sheriff's sleeve, she hissed, "You don't understand. The HOA runs this mountain. You can't stop us." The sheriff yanked his arm free, eyes blazing now. "Oh, I understand plenty. And you just made your situation a whole lot worse."